Um, right. So, wanted to talk about when do you feel is a good amount of time before a couple, assuming they don't have kids before marriage,
Hmm.
start trying to have kids? Like, what would you advise somebody? Obviously, everybody's situation is different. Like, nobody, like, everybody do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, what do you feel like is a good amount, and for what reasons?
Uh, that's tough. That's tough for me because it's it's like, do you want to enjoy your 20s and then when you get older be bothered with kids, or do you want to just buckle down when you are younger, have kids, have the energy to deal with them, and then when you are not too old
Middle
but
age.
middle aged,
Bear,
have your
stop.
fun. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because, like, let's take out the outliers, which would be, athletes and, artists and stuff like that. All the things that, all the occupations or whatever you want to call it, that will give you millions early. Let's just take that out. Let's talk about, we're just going to talk in general with regular people. I would say to get the kids out the way. I would say to get the kids out of the way because you have the energy to deal with them. A lot of people that you might see that's going on a bunch of exotic trips probably scrounged up some money from that, or they got a loan to go on a trip, and it's like they messing up their money and stuff like that. What the heck
How
is
did
he
he
doing?
even reach that?
That's crazy. Dog back there tweaking. Um, you um, I guess that's all I could think of right now for that. And then, like, if you also look at like when most people make the most money, it's in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? It's their 30s and 40s. That's when they
Hmm.
got the most bread. So it's like, do the delayed gratification thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense to have kids young, like I said, to have the energy and stuff. And then when you start to get a little older, you'll have the funds to do what you really want to do. Maybe if you want to travel, or if you want to get you a crib, that if you're a homebody, you get your crib that you got everything that you want in there so that you don't have to leave, type stuff. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
what if the couple already has the funds? Like, they both got really good careers.
But that's what
Um,
but that what do you mean by good careers?
I'm
You mean they're
saying,
making,
like,
both of them making two six figures? Because
it don't
most
have to
women,
necessarily be six figures, but I'm just saying, like, what if they're not struggling and they like feel like financially they could, have a child or whatever. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
let's say like somebody who works in the mill and somebody who is a nurse.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Those are
What?
not outliers.
Those are not outliers, but I'm saying, like, I'm still saying you should have kids early. You should have kids as early as possible. To me,
Okay.
even if you got the funds to do what you want to do.
Now, so I wasn't talking about age
What are you talking
when
about?
I was asking my question. I was talking about in the length of their marriage. Like, You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like, not how old they are.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever stage that a person gets married, if they're in their 30s or if they're in their 20s, whatever, how long into their marriage should they wait?
It still would depend on age, especially for a woman. You know what I mean? And if you're a man and you care about your lady, you also just shouldn't want your lady to be in the type of distress that they would be in if they have a baby, um, too late or later into their 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like it
But
gets really tough.
some women don't care.
If the woman doesn't care, cool.
Yeah.
But it's also a reality thing. Like regardless of if you care or not, that's gonna be tough on your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
It's gonna be tough on your body regardless of what age you are.
it's not as tough, and you're not in a at risk pregnancy, right? When if you have the baby at a certain time, in your 20s, you're not at risk for, let's again general, let's
Right.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about sick people, we're talking
So
about
the
healthy
at
people.
risk for women who are past a certain age, it's not a risk for the woman, it's a risk for the baby. It's not like
even that.
you're not categories like as a high risk pregnancy. That's not what it is. It's that you're just more likely to have a baby that might have like Down syndrome or, some type of
even better,
hormonal problem. You know what I'm
right?
saying? But
Still,
it's not like all like she's high risk because she's 40 years old, so she has to kind of be bedbound. Like, it's not like that.
oh, okay, well, learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I'm still like, if there's a way for me to not have a baby with disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
I would take that route before I take the route of uh risking that happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like some people, it's like if you are trying and it's just not happening, you just pray and ask God to let it happen at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all you could do at that point. I would never say just forget about it. No,
Right.
whatever age, it happens and it happens.
Would you stop?
What is he doing?
He's chewing on the corner of the his bowl. He's trying to just chew at it from the outside, from inside his cage.
Is there food in there?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But um okay.
So, but just ideally in my brain, I would say to have them from anywhere between 3 to 5 years, I guess.
That's super interesting because, like, that you're saying, like, have them as soon as
I used to
possible.
not feel that way.
I don't. I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel opposite to what you feel.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like just wait, not as long. Like, I'll like just wait as long as possible. Okay, because obviously you want to take different factors into consideration, like you're saying, age, whatever. But I really, really, really feel like it's important to spend one-on-one like time with your spouse before adding another person, because just think about us, how often do we get to have like intentional one-on-one intimacy, like go on a date, just be able to have a conversation uninterrupted, you know what I'm saying? Like, or have conversations that have nothing to do with our children. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got into our marriage with a child already.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't really experienced marriage like just me and you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel
We were
like
together for 5 years though. Before 4 years.
yeah, we were dating.
Yeah, but it's like
There's a difference.
this
There's a difference. You can't tell me you don't feel like there is a difference from when we were dating, when we were married. You don't
legal
think
sex.
like
That's about it.
not just legal sex, babe, just like we were talking about yesterday about like going out and then like you realizing like I still gotta go drop her off at home or whatever. Like
Yeah.
how about like going on a date and then we come home together.
Yeah.
You know,
That's bad.
like
Yeah, that's better. But we could still do that. Like it's like for me, like it would be. Well, we got 4 kids. We just had when it was just BJ. It was still like it was. If it was just one, it would be easier to go out and just be us and nobody really bother us to come and get our kids. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like, what do you talk about? You could talk about anything. Like the conversations about kids could happen if we didn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I think all of this. For me, I don't. We don't have to talk about our kids, but it's like your day is mostly with the kids, so you're gonna have story about the kids, and then I might have stories about work or something like that, and then we'll get into something else. Like the conversations about the kids for me aren't like annoying, I guess, because I'm not the one that's, you know, dealing with them, but also it's kind of vice versa. Like, let's just say we had two jobs, me and you had two jobs because we didn't have no kids. I wouldn't want to, me personally, wouldn't want to talk about work. Just like I know you don't necessarily always want to talk about the kids, but at the that's all you have to talk about.
It's not that I don't necessarily want to talk about the kids.
Then
Like it's not even like annoying to talk about the kids. It's not, that's not the point. The point is I'm just saying like I just feel like we like robbed ourselves of enjoying marriage of just me and you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you get that later on, and then if we got to get healthy, but if you stay healthy, and also technology now is helping people that are in their middle age be healthier. You know what I mean, and feel better. So it's not like back in the day when you hit 50, you were dead. People looked at you like, oh, you're about to die. You're old. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you hear somebody that's 40, even some people that's 50, you look at them, it's like, I couldn't tell. White people. It's white people like that. You know that's different. Like black don't crack. Always said that's been the same. It's white folks nowadays that's how old are you? You're 60. What? I thought you was 42. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. That's the thing. It's the delayed gratification thing. It's like, okay, in my 20s, I could go out and have as much fun as I want to. Or what do you what else other than going on a date and having a conversation
I don't
is
like
keeping
sharing
you
my
from?
time with you.
What do you mean?
I have to share you with 4 other people.
Okay, but
I didn't get you by myself, like to myself. Like even when you were dating, like you only have so like this amount of time to spend with each other because at the end of the day, you got to go to your house, I got to go to my house. Like maybe it's different for dudes, but like I want to spend every waking moment with you, and I can't.
okay, so what do you think that's gonna go away when we turn 40?
No, I'm just saying that I would have liked to experience, you know, that honeymoon phase of just like obsession with one another and not having to worry about another person. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what it I don't know what it would have been like or whatever, you know. But like that's why I feel like um we should have got married when we were 19.
Me too.
20 years old, you know what I'm saying? Because we could have had all that time and I still would have loved to have our kids at 23.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we could have had 3 years of just me and you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then have our kids. Like the time that I had, the age that I had my kids, I love it. I think we had our kids at a perfect age. Like I can't wait till I'm in my 40s and I'm not taking care of, like, changing diapers, wiping butts and faces and stuff. Like I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always knew I didn't want to be like my parents and have kids later in their lives or whatever, But I'm just saying, like, because we didn't do things the right way, like we were obviously outside of God's will and the way that He has intended things to be. You know, I feel like I robbed myself.
Bear, relax.
I robbed myself of certain experiences that I think that I would have enjoyed, and so it's not so much like, because that's why I said I didn't want to really talk about like age or whatever, because like I said, 23, great time to start having kids. Um, assuming you want to have a whole lot of kids like I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just want to have one or two, you can even wait a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Like don't go past 28.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I feel like, we really should have like gotten married 1920 so that we could enjoy just me and you and then start having kids or whatever. Because, like for instance, like if we have some friends who they just got married or whatever. Like, okay, think about my sister, right? How old was she when she got married? 19? Perfect. I think her and Derek should just be her and Derek for like the first 3 years, because the first 3 years of marriage is kind of challenging. And they could really just focus on marriage and building a really good foundation and not to say that if you have kids you can't, because I feel like we do have a good foundation, whatever, right? But we've had to learn how to navigate that in between, like raising a kid, raising two kids, because 3 years in we already had two kids. But I think that like she should wait, I think that they should wait like 3 years before having a kid. However, I do not think that women should suppress their natural desire to want to be a mother, as long as you're married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I am not condoning women to go out and just have a baby because you really want to have a baby, and like you don't care if you're married, you don't care who the baby daddy is, none of that. And I've heard that. Actually, me and my mom were just like listening to somebody, it was on social media, like there was somebody interviewing another person, and how that person said that she was like, why are you not married to your baby's father? And it was like, cause I don't know him like that, like, or something like to the effect of like, what if he be like doing drugs, or what if he be doing this, that, and the third? And it's like, okay, so you don't feel like that person is capable to be your husband, but you felt like that person was a good choice to be the father of your child? Like, where's the logic with that,
There's no logic.
So, all that to say, like, assuming that a woman is married, I don't think that she should suppress her desire to be a mother. Like, if you really want, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do that,
Yeah.
If you guys are in the situation to do it, like, obviously be smart, don't, like, have kids and you can't feed your kids.
Right.
But
this is the thing about kids. Like a lot of times too, with like on the dad side, it is like a battery pack. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes guys want to it grows them up faster. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I see.
like married with kids, men who are married with kids make substantially more money than men without a wife and kids.
Yeah. But I'm saying like make sure you can feed them. It's not I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like if you're just making the ends meet for you and your wife,
Mm,
probably should just wait a little bit.
yeah, but
But if you
why?
have
But
a
let's
little
like, why would you be just making ends meet? You know what I mean? Like
I
I'm
don't
like
know.
I like if you are if because and I'm saying this, I know that I guess most people are are not doing this, but I just want to change the mentality because we definitely didn't do it. But I just want to change I want to get people to understand that you can do it. Like it's not impossible to live below your means,
Yeah.
like way below your means,
Mhm.
and just be smart with your money. Like if you make 1,000 a week, it doesn't make any sense for you to find a place that's 1,200 even a month. Like they like they have the different um people financial people know the different what you need to make to live a certain way. You know what I mean? You get what you know what I'm saying?
What are the chances you think a couple have to find a place that is anything less than $1,000 right now?
That's just I was just saying to live something, but you need to make enough.
Hmm.
So obviously you need to do what you need to do with like learning to be able to have a higher paying job to have a skill
Hmm.
and not be just like oh the you know government assistance is going to take care of us or different just it's just things that need to be on your mind and things that you need to pursue in order to not feel like you have to live paycheck to paycheck. You know
But
what I
I
mean?
really do just think that right now in this time, like it is kind of hard though.
Is I don't think so. I think that it is easier than ever because we have technology. Like you can go on YouTube and learn a skill um if you have the discipline. If you don't have the discipline, get the discipline. You know what
What
I'm
if a
saying?
person doesn't want to know a skill? What if a person is okay doing other jobs, like not being an entrepreneur, not.
No, I'm not even talking about being an entrepreneur, but there's skills can that you can learn to even just help you at a job. So you go in like, yeah, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like the like the new tech stuff,
Hmm.
learning all of that stuff. First of all, that's where it's going. Everything like it's a lot of manual jobs that just aren't going to be here anymore because it's robots that's going to be able to do it cheaper. So you want to be the person that's programming those robots, programming those softwares, and they have those boot camps and you ain't got to go to school anymore for it. They got a boot camp that you can learn in a month or two or a half a year or something like that. You put that on your resume and you could get a job like that. That's what I'm saying.
I'm kind of confused at where you're going to because that's assuming that a person wants to do that kind of job though.
But what I'm saying is you can't look at it as if that's a certain job is going to still be here. You have to do that job.
Medical people in the medical industry, they're gonna stay here.
Okay, but you still but that's even something still that you have to go to school for, learn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a skill that you're going to have to learn. Like what do you what jobs that like that are like right now that are low paying jobs, what do you think are is like still going to be here?
My mom don't get paid nearly enough for what she does. to sustain a living. The only reason why she's being able to is because Dan, because of his job or whatever. But my mom, she got a whole degree and she don't get paid. Like they don't get paid what they're supposed to be getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what is her job? Is
And
like a
let's
mom
just
counselor, but
so it's social work.
social work.
Let's say
But this is the thing though, with the um, we're talking about married couples.
mm-hmm.
So like whatever you choose to do, whoever is making the note, like you could either choose to both of y'all work or choose to have one person work. But
What
it's
I'm
like
saying is a person like a couple family has to make like well over 6 figures in order to live a nice, comfortable life and not have to worry about stuff because things are so expensive. The cost of health insurance is so expensive. The cost of gas is so expensive. Like,
I don't think you have to. I don't think so. To have a comfortable life, to have a comfortable life, you just have to live on less than you make. Period. To live a comfortable life.
okay, what about us?
What about us?
With what you're making, and you're our only income, we're a married couple, what you're making, how much more can we live below our means to be able to live a comfortable life? We can't, because the cost of things to live are so expensive.
But we messed up earlier, so now there's things that we have to pay to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we didn't have if we didn't have to pay
Mm-hmm.
because we messed up earlier, because we wanted to live a life over our means.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just trying to play catch up.
We still wouldn't be able.
Yes, we would.
How?
What do you mean how?
How will
If we
be able
didn't,
to live a comfortable life?
if we didn't, if we didn't have to pay back loans and stuff, we had to start paying back loans before, not just now.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be in this situation now if we were doing the right thing before.
Right, but I'm saying what's your income right now?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about before.
But the with the income right now, that's what I'm saying. If let's just say we started out right here where I'm at right now, and
before no debt, no nothing,
no nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. We'll be good.
Yes, because we would because we would have because we would save up for like a half a year, 6 months of expenses saved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We would have the we would what is it's 6 months expenses paid, investments, you know what I'm saying? Whatever chunk is left over in investments, paying tithes and offering and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would we would have that if because and then no rent, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just the stuff that we have to pay that's not coming to us in our pocket is consequences from not doing the right thing before.
But what I'm saying though, my question is it's like a regular person, not a regular person, but I'm saying a person that doesn't want to work for themselves, a person that doesn't really care about investments or whatever. Like,
no, investments is not no, because if this okay, then you're just okay with just being you're talking about somebody that is just okay with being poor, like they don't want to do nothing. Is a person you're describing. If they're like, I don't care about investment, like investments isn't like if you just put money into a mutual fund,
mm-hmm.
that's not something that's gonna get you rich tomorrow. That's something that you just keep putting away and it's gonna grow more than if you put it in the bank.
I'm talking about the investments you were talking about that we want to make.
That's different. I'm not talking about the ones we necessarily want to make. I'm talking about just smart money investments
mm-hmm.
that will help your money grow
mm-hmm.
to not not to get rich tomorrow,
right,
or in a couple months or even in a year, but 15 20, 30 years down the line,
Okay.
you'll have $1 million, more than $1 million, depending on how much you're putting away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that is the person that that's a W-2 person.
Right. That's the person I'm
Yeah, that's a
describing.
person I'm talking about.
Okay.
A W-2 person.
Well, because when you say investments and stuff, I'm thinking about the investments that we have talked about, the goals that we have. And that's not necessarily everybody's goals. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not everybody
Right.
want to invest in real estate. Not everybody want to do, you know
But
what I'm
even,
saying?
yes, but even they don't want to invest in real estate at the rate that we may want to. But you can invest in real estate, not be getting rich tomorrow, but living comfortably because
But
you
we
just
know
invest
that.
in a fund, or you invest in maybe a rental property, and it's
But
just
let's use your parents for an example. They're not trying to do real estate. They not trying to, like, outside of like doing like a insurance thing, like investing in a, what you're
life
saying, life
insurance.
insurance, Roth IRA,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
you said.
good.
Other than that, like,
Yeah,
they not really out here doing
401k.
others.
That's
You know
fine.
what I'm saying?
That's fine.
So that's the class I am talking about when I say, when we're talking about
You're talking
having
about somebody
kids.
that just wants a job. They're cool with
Yes.
being an employee.
Yes.
Those people, there's plenty of those people that are millionaires. Not like, no joke. Everyday millionaires. Dave Ramsey wrote a book about everyday millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
It is regular W-2 people that you looking at them, you wouldn't think that they were a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a millionaire. Not because they have $1 million in the bank necessarily. They probably got a nice amount in the bank though. But all of their assets combined make them a millionaire.
Mm.
So they house is paid off,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at the value of it is a certain amount. They got a 401k, investments, Roth IRA, all of that maxed out, sitting in the bank, and it's a couple $100,000. They have maybe a certain 100,000 in their actual bank account that they could take from. Their savings is, they got more than 6 years. I mean 6 months. They probably got a year and a half, depending on how long they've been living debt free, no debt.
Yeah.
They don't owe anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a real thing if you live by the principles of not having debt, not being a consumer, and living below your means. You know what I'm saying? So it's people that they can afford, like, they really could afford, like, they got the money to get a Lamborghini, but they drive a Corolla.
Yeah.
They drive a used car.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they don't really care about that Lamborghini. They're not into cars. Who cares about that Lamborghini? I'm gonna drive this gas efficient car and use the money that I would have used for that Lamborghini on another investment, on a rental property, on a mutual, or put in more into my Roth IRA, put it into my savings for however long. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not use credit cards, because for what? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't want to be in the mindset of you have to be in debt. You have to have a car note. You have to have a mortgage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that stuff is not something that you have to have. You don't even need to have credit. There's people out there that don't got credit that's millionaires. Now, sometimes you like, it's harder to, if you're a business person. But even I don't know. But I think Dave Ramsey, he don't have no type of credit. Like, none of them. None, like, his whole, whoever, who works with him, all of that. That's what they live by. Like, you don't need credit.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes credit helps to get, grow a business faster. But then you gotta pay. At some point you're gonna have to pay it off with interest.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you don't want to learn a skill, but you just want to you want to get into a company and grow with that company and go as far as you can in that company. That's doable.
Yeah.
So all of that to say, you can have kids on a low income if you decide that you want to live below your means, but you have to decide that you're going to be disciplined and live below your means.
True.
Even like student loans and stuff like that, like if you're a parent and you decide that you're going to live that way, and then you teach your kids to live that way, and then you put away that money that you want to give to your kids, you know what I'm saying, you put it in whatever, though, it's like different investment vehicles that you can put it into for them to use strictly on college, or for them to just at a certain age they'll get that money that you've been putting away for them for whatever they want to use it for later on when they hit a certain age.
So basically, excuse me. So basically, for you, you feel like the sooner the better because it makes you hustle.
Yeah, I think so. I think the sooner the better. But I will, for the sake of the conversation, I'll put a number. I would say anywhere between 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So
But I'm not mad if it's like the first year, like you know, because there's gonna be a point where we get to have that one-on-one time.
what do you think are the chances of a couple, like if they have kids right from the jump, like in the first year, or even that after the first year, or like us already have kids and then get married? What do you think are the chances of them, once those kids are grown, not really like having a relationship, like in the sense, like, like them, you know what I'm saying, like they would pretty much now try to have to get to know each other. They don't really know each other outside of their kids, you know what I'm saying, like,
I would say that's poor like time management on their
for
part.
sure. But what do you think are the chances of that happening in people who have kids right away?
The
Do you
chance of
think that
that
it's
happening,
it's like a really high chance? Do you think that's kind of like,
it might be a high chance if you're not working on your marriage. Like, yeah, it's a high chance if you don't care about your marriage.
so do you think that regardless of them having kids or not, it would still reflect in their marriage because they don't care?
Yeah, it don't matter. The kid doesn't matter. It's something else that could come up and that could keep you from not knowing your wife or your husband. So,
I feel like my answer has kind of changed because I never thought about it like that.
like what?
I never thought about it like, if you really care about your marriage, it doesn't matter if you have kids,
Yeah.
you know, right away or whatever, how many kids, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, however many kids, because
Mm-hmm.
you'll still make time for that person. If
Yeah.
you value this relationship, you'll invest in the relationship.
Right.
So I feel like it kind of changed because I didn't feel like it did. I didn't think about it like that. I just thought about it like, it's not that I don't love you, it's just that I don't got time for you. I gotta do this and I gotta do that with these kids. And by the time it's like alone time with me and you or whatever, I'm tired, you're tired. And so we just don't even like, have intentional time with one another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's nasty. That's nasty
how
business.
how how do you feel like we're doing?
We are doing okay. I think we could do better.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why this is happening. That's why I'm, looking things up and want to read books and like take notes.
Yeah.
That's why I want to go to like our church's marriage one day. Like I want to do that. I don't think there's ever gonna come a time where it's like I don't want to go to a marriage conference.
Oh, okay, cool. Because my mom just sent me one.
Yeah, like I don't.
So that's a weekend one.
Yeah, I would love to do that if we could, like even once a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at least definitely once a year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this is forever.
Do you feel like it's necessary to spend money on each other in order to be intentional and have time with each other?
No.
What are ways that a person, like that a couple could spend intentional time with each other and, like, really grow without having to spend money?
Just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation, like about anything. And um it's okay to disagree. Just wife, respect your husband, husband, love your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told you I'm reading this book, Love and Respect. I've heard about it forever. I don't know when it came out. I think it came out a while ago, like either 90s or early 2000s or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, it's not an old book. Like everything in it is still good, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
the like one of the first parts that when it is getting to it uh is talking about is so the guy that wrote the book, he was a pastor and he counseled couples, and he would ask, um do you think your wife loves you? But these are people that are mad at each other
Mm.
and get upset at things that are said or done.
Yeah.
Do you think your wife loves you? Of course. Do you think your husband loves you? Yeah. Okay, so why aren't you, whenever something happens, why aren't you giving them the benefit of the doubt, basically to know, okay, they might have said it this way, said it that way, but I know that they love me. So let me relax, take it for for whatever they said, just hear it out, and then maybe we could talk about it later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just like you said last episode, just communication. You just
Yeah.
have to have that communication with each other. You know what I'm saying? And in all aspects, fun conversation, sad conversations, things we disagree about, just everything. You gotta talk. And that's why also we said last episode, you gotta like love your not love, but get with somebody with the same values and somebody that you can tolerate. And not even tolerate,
No,
like
not
somebody
like
you like,
right.
somebody you want to talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not smart to just um even just pick somebody that your values align. That is the most important thing. But do I like, is this person annoying, or do I like to talk to them?
Man, I low key, I think I told you this. I thought that there was something wrong with me for a really long time because I, like, just wanted to be with you, around you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not like any moments where we were not together.
Yeah.
And I thought there was something wrong with me. I'm like, man, like, is this depression? Like, what is wrong with me? Like,
Am I
do I have,
obsessed?
like, yeah, like, am I, like, dependent? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have some
Mm-hmm.
type of codependency or,
Mm-hmm.
like, separation anxiety. Like, I don't know what it is. But then I started, like, meeting these other women who
Mm-hmm.
are married who love their husband that much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
And they're not
oh,
crazy.
yeah. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's supposed to be like this. Like, I'm supposed to, like, want to spend every waking moment with him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only one who, like, following my husband to the bathroom because I'm trying to talk to you. Like, come sit in this bathroom, babe, while I take a shower so we can talk.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also too, though. I think that is because I don't know how many guys are like that, but that is only because like it, we have to we have to learn how to love.
Who? Guys.
Guys.
Uh-huh.
Like that is like that's what is taught anyway. It is love your wife unconditional. Like that's what the Bible says. That's what Paul wrote, and he said, husbands love your wife, right? Something I don't even know where it's at.
It's right there.
Let me see.
You talking about your Bible?
Yeah. But I don't know where. I can't
Oh.
remember where exactly it's at. I think it might be in Ephesians.
Yeah.
But it's like that. But God's told husbands to love your wife, and the word love, and if you look it up in the Greek, is agape, which is unconditional love, which is what women have out the womb. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it specifically says husbands, because it's not something that is necessarily in our nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's why the book is called that I'm reading is called Love and Respect. Women need love, men need respect. Need it. Both of them are needs for each other. Like, need love, need respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, in this is NLT. For husbands, this means love your wives just as the Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her to make her holy and clean, washed by the cleansing of God's word. He did this to present her to himself as a glorious church without spot or wrinkle or any other blemish. Instead, she will be holy and without fault. In the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as they love their own bodies. For a man who loves his wife actually shows love for himself. No one hates his own body, but feeds and cares for it, just as Christ cares for the church, and we are members of his body. Oh, and I'll keep going. As the scriptures say, a man leaves his father and mother and is joined by his wife, and the two are united into one. This is a great mystery, but it is an illustration of the way Christ and the church are one. So again, I say each man must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. We don't really talk about that last part. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that was there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like at the top, it talks about the submit or whatever. Nobody likes that. Nobody ever likes to hear that part.
Right.
But that is different. That part is different. That submit, because that is from the curse with Eve.
Right.
Eve, like, okay, it said that you're gonna always want to be the head of your husband, but you will never be. So God isn't redundant. So he's like, he's got this, and he's saying this because, okay, wives, this is what you have to work on. You have to work on the submission part, and husbands, you got to work on the love part. Like, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why why there is a part of guys that is not like love unconditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's just how it is. That's what it is. So it's not hard for women to love unconditionally. But it also says to love your wife, and then wife, respect your husband. Why does it say that? Because sometimes I don't know. Because I guess because you're also upset because you're not, it's hard to submit. I don't know. I'm not done with the book yet. So this is what, that's just, when I was reading it and he said that, I was like, it says that? I never knew that.
The thing is, this all goes together. Mm-hmm. Because if you love me, if you show me love, mm-hmm. the way that you're supposed to,
right,
it shouldn't be hard for me to respect you.
Right.
It should not be hard for me to respect that when you make a decision, I have to go along with that because
Hmm.
I know you are leading your family in the right direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's hard for women to submit. It's hard for women to respect because that makes it that they have like this negative connotation with them words
Hmm.
because you know why? Because maybe they've gone through something and the man
Yeah.
didn't show them love. The man didn't make it easy for them
Yeah.
to respect them and to submit to them.
Hmm.
And it was almost like you're less than a person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're nothing.
Yeah.
And so a woman like, no, I'm not gonna submit to no man, you know, like I'm
Hmm.
not gonna be submissive. I'm not gonna like your respect is earned. Like my respect
Right.
is
That's what
earned
he's
type, you
talking
know what
about in
I'm
the
saying?
book. That's what he's talking about. It's like, and that's what he's saying. And agape love is unconditional.
Yeah.
Like it's like it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You don't have to earn this love. It's unconditional. And he was like, women need to give unconditional respect. You don't have to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to earn the respect. You shouldn't have to earn the respect. But nobody teaches that. He even said it. He's a pastor, he's a preacher. He wasn't teaching that. He was just teaching love unconditional, not respect unconditional as well.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, I'm not all the way into. I'm not finished with it, but it's like also like how do you do that? Because even me, I don't even know exactly what that looks like. I know that I know that I feel respected by you. I don't feel contempt from you. So it's kind of like I'm not really worried about it necessarily for us, but it is like I still want to figure out what exactly does that mean and how to help other
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? And I like how he framed it also in the book was the power that women have. It's like this is you can look at it as empowering because we always look at because we are supposed to be the head. The husband is supposed to be the head. You're supposed to lay down your life 100%. But let's just say you have a husband that just he's doing all the things. He's not beating on you. He's none of that, but he's not showing you the type of love that you want. You know what I'm saying? Or that you feel that you need. He gave an example of an older lady who after this conference, all she did was like give him a compliment and tell her husband that he respected her or and whatever something something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know if it was the next day or something, he came home and just and he was a hunter or whatever, older guy and not very expressive, but he came home and just complimented her, just and it wasn't his character,
Yeah.
but he complimented her, said all of these really nice things, and it just changed their marriage from there. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's like it's empowering to know and understand that this Bible is like a lot of the stuff is like, yes, a man is supposed to be the head, but God wrote it for everybody, man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some things like women, if you read this and you just expect for man to always change or do the right thing, and you don't really have to do nothing until you see the change from them, you are also missing out on the blessing that God might have if you would just read and see what you need, what you could do to also change your situation, even with allowing your husband to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's crazy because even with this for me when I hear this, I'm just like that's that is nice to hear. I like that, but it's also still like because I'm not, my mind isn't warped. I'm still like, well, I need to know what I need to do though. I
Yeah.
still want to know what do I need to do. But I just like this book just because like nowadays it's even got is like he said, it's just men that's also like men are bad and women are good, basically. No, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the dynamic of what is talked about nowadays. Is just man bad, woman good. Men have to change. Women don't have to do anything except be themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the messaging, and it's just kind of refreshing to not hear that, even though I'm with them. I'm still on the side of men. You need to do what you need to do, and things are gonna fall in line if you're doing what you need to do.
Just think that that's just everybody needs to just do what they need to do. Like stop looking at the other person.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, just like
You're right. That's why I think that it is empowering, regardless of what is how somebody could spin it to be like, well, see, like women have to go through all of that. That's another thing about just victim culture is saying like this whole group had to go through something together when it could have been a nice size amount of people, but it's also people that just didn't go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't go through certain things that maybe this oppression or something is like linked to these people, but there's some of people in that ecosystem or that people group that also did not go through what is being talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't gone through racial oppression. Period. I haven't. I had oppor- excuse me, more opportunities than some white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not to say that people that black folks and minorities growing up in inner cities aren't like way behind in the line for opportunities. You know what I'm saying? But I can't speak on that because that's not my that's not my experience. So I can't talk to that.
Yeah.
I can only speak to my experience. So yeah, I don't know what else. That's all I had for it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know.
You
I
know.
just think that it's just super easy to respect and honor you.
Yeah.
So, even if you're not making the best choices, like still, I still do it. I would still respect you and honor you because, of the covenant we made
Mm-hmm.
before God,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and I just be thinking about it. You gotta think about it like this. We did absolutely nothing to deserve the gift of salvation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should have all died.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know how crazy that is to think like God still loves people who curse his name?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he knows what you think about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he he still loves the person who is a Satan worshiper.
Mm-hmm.
He loved you so much he sent his son.
I was just watching an interview of this dude in Africa who was literally like a a warlock type witch doctor person in Africa, and he was in the occult. Like he was deep in there, like
Yeah.
on doing, like he was on missions to doing like how we do evangelical work. He was like doing evangelical work for Satan. Like literally, it's like a 3 hour. Yes, babe. Yes,
you see what I'm saying?
Saved. He's a intercessor for people now. Like that's what he says. Like that's kind of his title. He's an intercessory prayer warrior type dude.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God had
Don't
the
shake my
mentality.
titty like that, man. Come on, man. You on camera. Shake my titty like that. What's wrong with you? That's crazy.
You're an idiot. Because God had the type of love that we have for one another. I'm not talking about for me, I'm talking about in the world. That person, that man
Yeah.
had no chance.
None.
I had no chance.
None of us had a chance.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no sin is greater than the next.
So we just have to live our life the way that he
commanded.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard,
Yeah.
you know, and he knows that.
Yeah.
But we have to. And you know what? I was reading in that devotional.
Mm-hmm.
It's super easy to love your family. Super easy to love your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, super easy to love people who are doing good, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not so easy to love a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to love a murderer.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy to love Karen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
That's it. I think that's a good place to end. Just
yeah.
Love the way God loves.
Yeah. Peace.